Apparently, it's been optimized for PC.
Really?
Oh, totally. I've totally seen those optimizations of like 25 FPS. Todd Howard, guy who runs Bethesda, had a nice take on whether or not the Starfield was optimized for PC. Although there's plenty of examples where it is not, clearly. But let's just get the answer from the horse's mouth here. You know?
I asked our audience, what would you ask Todd? Big question from many. Why did you not optimize this game for PC?
Straight out the gate.
We did. It's running great. It is a next-gen PC game. We do push the technology, so you may need to upgrade your PC for this game, but it's got a lot of great stuff going on in it, and the fans are responding awesome.
I might need to upgrade my PC
Wow,
to
that's
play
really
this game.
optimized. I gotta tell you, if I could upgrade my PC, I know that's an optimized game that was made for me.
So he says it's optimized, but I might have to upgrade my PC. So when I'm looking at people with the 4K series, some with even 3K series, and they're having problems with frame rates and shit, are you telling me that I need to have a chunky, beefy 4090 plus the latest Intel or AMD CPU to be able to play your
100
mid-game?
It's not
sorry.
a Diablo, so you can't say bad, but it's...
Let's go back here.
PC game. We really do push the technology, so you may need to upgrade your PC for this game, but...
I may need to upgrade my PC for this game.
I hate to tell you this, my friend, but that's not an optimized game then. If I have to do something to upgrade my system in any kind of regard to play your game, that's not optimized to the best it can be then, huh?
I would say, yeah, if you have a potato computer, I don't know why you're attempting to play it. But at the same time, I've seen plenty of people try streaming this, and let's just say it hasn't looked too good. Now, it's not always like that. Right. It goes up and down depending on blah, 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 blah. But to say that it's optimized is that's not true.
That's a lie.
Not true at all.
To say that people are loving it, why would he ask the question?
Why would he ask the question?
He got the question from the people. What would you ask? Todd Howard, right? And the people asked, why did you not optimize it for the game? And then he wants to say that, like, oh no, the fans love it. They've been taking it well. The fans just asked you that question, though.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Living off in his fantasy world, man.
Trust me, it gets better.
Got a lot of great stuff going on in it, and the fans are responding awesome.
Kara and I have been reviewing the gameplay. We've also been reviewing some of the discussion online. Phil, good to see you. Xbox Game Pass, okay, it's available to anyone that subscribes. So how can you guarantee from a sort of sales perspective that you kind of hit the heights that Skyrim has? If it's available to anyone through Game Pass, how do you ensure people actually play it?
What?
This guy is savage as F. So basically he's asking if you're comparing it to Skyrim, saying there's this many people playing or have bought, so on and so forth. How can you compare that when everybody has the Game Pass and everybody can just play it? How do you know that it's actually comparable to Skyrim when you can actually see sales in Skyrim compared to somebody on the Game Pass?
Wow, that's a good question. You would have to look at player count then.
Well, we can see people playing, which is great, on the platform. You might know the game has been in preview for the last week, and it's already our most played next-gen exclusive game on Xbox. So we're seeing huge success. It's our biggest wish-listed game on Steam across Xbox and Bethesda Game Studios history. And now, as you said, tens of millions of Game Pass subscribers and the Standard Edition retail customers all get to play today. So incredible day, new franchise launching, and it's a lot of fun.
And I'm sure.
Did he even answer the question?
Yeah, basically he said he can tell how many people are actually playing the game because it's on Game Pass. They get a
number, basically.
Yeah, they get a number of who's playing. I mean, it's going to be on your user profile, like how many hours you played.
Yeah. That already is tracked.
It's literally public. If I can just look you up, I can tell like your games that's right there. It's just like on Steam. I can tell the latest games you played of how many hours you put into it.
Same thing.
So
it's already tracked. I kind of saw it. I thought it was like a weird question because like I thought that stuff was already. If they wanted to know it, I mean, like I bet you Xbox has the numbers.
Yes, they definitely have a lot more numbers.
Tracking everything, man. Like, of course they have it. Not even a question.
Sure, you want to dwell on the here, the now, Phil, but you've been asked, and I'm going to ask it again. You mentioned exclusive. So does that mean the Elder Scrolls 6 will be? How do you mark as to whether this is the right track?
She's now asking whether or not exclusivity is the right track. Should these things be exclusive? That's kind of what she's getting at. Wow, this is another hot, another big question.
Will it be exclusive?
Phil.
Yeah, we look at it on a case-by-case basis with the games that we build. We want to make sure our games are available in so many different places on our Xbox consoles, on PC, also via cloud. These games can come to almost any web-enabled device. We're looking at, millions and millions of players who will have access to Starfield and other Xbox.
I don't mean to say too much, but
I feel like
I feel there was a console missing there somewhere.
I know, or other consoles altogether.
Yeah, I don't know.
I feel
PC
like
and Xbox though. I mean, like at least he got those two out. I mean,
he definitely in cloud. There's cloud, so it'd be like mobile devices.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like there's some consoles missing. I don't.
Some really big names.
We'll probably figure it out later.
Xbox Game Studios games. It's really about giving players choice around how they want to play, and they build their library of games.
What?
So literally, he basically says, "Yeah, we want to give them plenty of options, just not those others." Like he says, wants to make sure our games are available in multiple places, except those others. Okay, all right.
Then, Todd, about timing. What then about other names, other games? Baldur, for example, Baldur's Gate, that have done significantly well. How do you think about ultimately making sure everyone's addicted to your current offering right here, right now?
That's a good question. Release a good game is probably one of the only ways.
Yeah, it's a nice question on what are you going to do to pull people away from Baldur's Gate 3 to play your game, Starfield?
That's a really good question. Because Baldur's Gate 3 is massive right now. Still hot.
But I also think it's a blank question because doesn't everybody want this exact same thing?
Yeah. The people that are going to play.
I think if you look at video games now, it is so competitive. I think this year, 2023, could be the greatest year ever in video games. I don't know. But to have Starfield be out there and the response that we've gotten.
Wait.
What do you say?
You don't think 2023 is a good year for games?
It's had like two.
Do what?
It hasn't had that many like big releases, has it?
Are you kidding? What about Hogwarts Legacy was like big, hot.
Okay.
Right?
That released this year? I thought it was last.
I mean, I know Diablo 4 has its issues, but it's so hot. We've had Baldur's Gate 3. Starfield's hot. It does have its issues, but there's still a lot of people playing. And I've already forgotten one or two others for sure that I'm hurting that I know are pretty good. There's been like a few other games. I think Remnant 2 was pretty decent or pretty good. Was it? Yeah. And gosh, there was another one. Anyways, yeah, it's been a pretty hot year for games.
I can't say it's the best year for games if some of them haven't been released to what they should have been at. Like Diablo 4, for example, should have been better. And what it sounds like, this game, Starfield, should have been better.
But at the same time, for people that are more of the like normal crowd, right. The ones that are basically weekend warriors only, the dads that's got 1.5 hours maybe to play in a 2 days. They won't notice most of that stuff. So it's a good game to them.
That's fine, yeah.
And that's who mostly they're aiming for anyways. Johnny Boy, you just want to build this X Fighter in Starfield? Okay, I got you.
Has just been incredible for everybody here at the studio. And the other thing is, yes, it's about launch, it's about today, but our games, they are played for years. You know, we're 12 years after Skyrim, still one of our most played games. So we like to build these worlds that people can really, really get lost in. The fan feedback and what it means to everybody, it really is incredible for all of us here.
Todd, I want to go to another one of the audience questions, and it's very specific, but so many people asked it. Why are there no vehicles on planets? Space is one thing, but what about terra firma?
That's a good question.
This dude is just like railing questions, man.
It's all from the people, though.
Totally from the people. Yeah. So it is a good question in one way that when you land on planets in Starfield, there are no vehicles. You have a jetpack, but there's no vehicles.
That's bad. I
do want to say that there's two different ways you can look at this. One, the game they didn't design it that way.
Yeah, meant to be space.
Fine. You're supposed to be exploring, so on and so forth. You're just landing on blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, I'm like, if you're advanced enough to be able to have hyperspace flight, you would think you'd be able to have a miniature vehicle.
Just like a one-person little buggy.
To go out and explore. I would think that'd be part of the process.
It could be a backpack of sorts. Oh, that'd be so sick! Could you imagine? Yeah. You just like grab like a handle at the top of your bag and you just like throw it down and it just like unfolds into a thing, and like the wheels get pressured so it like pops up into the air real quick.
Yeah, you would think that. Yeah, at that timeline, you would think that'd be like something simple. Or what about drones? Are you gonna tell me you can't have a drone fly? Like, are you kidding me?
A little.
A drone probably fits in your hand at best, and you just like toss it out, it immediately starts flying, and it takes off like a bat. Whoa, hold on.
Let's say it's not like a buggy, right? Like
a space back, hoverboard, yada yada
hoverboard.
Yada.
That's what I was gonna say. Like little hoverboard. Like, why can't you just like flip that out, throw it on the ground real quick?
I say that, but at the same time that I'm thinking about it, the drone thing probably wouldn't work. Well, no, because if it's like a hoverboard style where it had like jets, something it could, do its own to push away, then it'd probably work. A regular drone with helicopter blades wouldn't. I could see that being a problem.
Yeah.
Because we had that exact same problem on Mars, because there's just not enough. There's not enough air. There's not enough like gas for it to push down, so it has to spin its blades. It has to spin its blades 2, 3, 4 times faster to be able to maintain a height of like 2 feet off the ground.
Oof.
So to get up higher, it requires even more. So if the planet doesn't have that much gas or so on and so forth, it'd have a problem. I could see that being it. But if it had like jets, so on and so forth, then it wouldn't be much of an issue.
See,
no. I take that back, because if there's not much gas or something there, how can it?
See, that would be cool if it was a hoverboard that had fans for like a
hoverboard
oxygen.
No joke.
But jets for like no atmosphere place.
I am so no. When you think about it, a hoverboard would be great to travel on these. Like, why are we even doing 4-wheel things? It's like, have a hoverboard to freaking
just a small like I can't get over this. Like, it's imagine you're going to like Mars or something. So instead of you having fan blades that spin and like lift it up, it just has like jets, right?
Yeah.
You go to somewhere that's like more like atmospheric, like then it would change into fans in a way, and it would use less jets.
It could, but in either case, there's got to be something you can use to explore a hell of a lot faster.
Yeah, you got nothing to like terrain, like trudge across the terrain. Yeah, like you're gonna walk the whole way. That sounds terrible.
Or just a jetpack. Now, the real reason why there's no vehicles in the game, because if you were to travel in a vehicle in one straight line, you would notice how small they actually render shit in and how much of a small bubble you're in. That's the reality. You would hit a wall pretty quick. And if you had it, so you can't have a vehicle like that, they need you to be able to walk at slower pace so they can make it feel like it's bigger.
Oh, that's a dirty trick.
Yeah, there's a lot of tricks like that. I'll give you another one. How about this? In games when suddenly there has to be this ledge where you have to slowly inch your way across because the rest of it's like broken or fallen off. So you have this little ledge you have to like scoot your way across.
Yep.
Yeah, that's so that they can load the next section.
Really?
Think about how many times that usually happens right before there's a new section coming up.
Dude, could you imagine? You just like had to like slow thing across this. You're like, I didn't even want to do this, so you got to go back.
That's the reason why that's a little trick that you don't really notice until someone says it. So now I've broken your illusion of like what's going on. Yeah, sorry. So that's a nice little thing. It's a development trick. It doesn't. The only thing it does is make sure the gameplay feels very smooth. So they do something to kind of slow you down while it's doing something in the background.
Transition. It's a perfect transition.
That's fine. I don't have a problem with anything like that. That's fine.
Oh no.
But the thing is that when you're going to tell me Starfield is this immersive grand thing and there's thousands of planets and then we get to these planets and there's nothing there. Sorry.
It's a little too realistic. It's hitting a little too close to home. Okay? I want stuff to be on those planets at least.
So you want me to go explore a bunch of rocks of nothing and you didn't put nothing there? Like, why is there not? Okay, I won't go into. Let's not go into that part. Let's go back to the vehicles.
Okay.
So yes, I'm pretty sure the vehicle part is because since it only loads small areas, they can't have vehicles because then you would hit that invisible wall.
Yeah, things would load too fast.
Exactly. Because there is loading screen after loading screen after loading screen when you're doing anything. There's not like animations of you getting out of stuff. There's not animations of you. Here's the thing. So it's a space game, yet there's not animations of you launching off the planet.
What?
There's loading
Astroneer has that.
No Man's Sky has that. Elite Dangerous has that. Star Citizen has that. So, okay, my thing is that if you're expecting that in this game, that's not this game. That is not this game. Starfield is not that game. If you're looking for that type of experience, you got to go to those other ones. Starfield is very point here. Can you travel from the inner solar system to the outer solar system here to get to Pluto? Yes. It takes like 7 hours, but you can do it if you don't want to like actually fast travel. We'll go into that here in a little bit, but vehicle thing, I'm pretty sure that's why.
I would assume.
It's a great question, actually. It's something we consider. You know, we're going to do outer space, we're going to do planets. Once you do vehicles, it does change the gameplay. So by focusing once you land in your ship that you're on foot, it lets us really, for the players, make it an experience where we know how fast they're seeing things. In one sense, you do have a vehicle, which is you obviously have your spaceship. You can go around in space. But then on the surface, you do have a jetpack, which you can upgrade, which is super fun, new experience for us. And obviously, planets have different levels of gravity, which make that unique for many planets.
Did anybody like the answer to that question of why they don't have vehicles?
I found it really funny when you said we can really see how fast they're going to see things.
Mm-hmm.
They just hit home on those loading screens.
Yeah, isn't that something? I think it has something to do. It's a dev trick, is what he's trying to tell you. It's a dev trick. So they can't have vehicles. Now, my thing is that what Starfield is right now, will it be better, say, in 2 years? Yeah.
No, for sure.
They'll add a bunch of other stuff. But as it's released right now, like, come on. Like, why is it always like this? I don't want to wait 2 years. I get tired of waiting 2 years. Yes. I mean, No Man's Sky... I think that's a game that we need to investigate after this.
I have never played No Man's Sky. I will say it. I've never seen anything on it ever. I have never played the game.
Have you played Elite Dangerous?
No. I've seen a bit of it, though.
You have seen
I kind of know what it is. Kind of. Okay. You can be... It's space thing.
It's space.
Mainly. You can be pirate. You can be,
oh yeah, you can choose your whole. It's a free whatever. You buy your own ships. You have to, if you're using missiles, you only got so many for. You have to go back and dock. You have to physically dock yourself. You physically land on planets. When I was playing it, you couldn't get out of your ship as a person. But then they did an expansion either last year or year before, something like that. Where now, yeah, it's like Star Citizen way, where now you can get out of your ship and you actually do FPS combat stuff.
Ooh.
So it's Elite Dangerous comes from the original Nintendo game, Elite Dangerous, and they still have the old school music when you're docking, which is fantastic.
That's cool.
I'm not. It's definitely.
Just like, well, it hit once, it's gonna hit again.
It's like a circusy theme is the best way I could put it. It's way out of the ordinary. It's like, what the? It's a drawback to the original Nintendo that had it. It's something nice they did.
I do like the little circus themes.
No Man's Sky Space Minecraft, in opinion, from what I saw from a little snippet of what it's gotten to, what somebody did in like in an hour, I'm like, holy bleep, Starfield ain't doing that.
Phil, this is so closely tied to Xbox, and I find it interesting. I have to ask you about the latest offer from Microsoft and Activision to the UK CMA. Do you think that structure will be accepted with the UK CMA?
Dude, this guy is just like smack.
Yeah.
Like comes out the gate just swinging the ball bat, going for the fence. This guy is just savage. I love it.
He pre-ordered it and like it just wasn't what he liked, and so he's just like, "Hey, Tom, what's up?"
You say that, but I don't think it's just that. Like, this guy's an actual journalist. He's not softballing shite. He is given the real questions that people want real answers to.
Yes.
Now, whether or not they answer it, whether or not they actually give a real answer or the political, answer or whatever, it doesn't matter. The question is asked and put forward.
Yes. And then the way that they answer it is completely different.
Now, here's what's going to happen. This guy is never getting an interview with these two again.
No.
Because he asks actual questions.
Yeah, he answered the hard-hitting ones, the ones that they don't like answering, the ones that make them feel awkward or give them a bad representation because they didn't answer it properly.
Because they didn't give him softball questions.
Ones that even if they answered right, it wouldn't have done anything.
Sad times.
We're working cooperatively with the regulators as we've had through this whole process. As you're well aware, it's been a long process. We remain confident in the work that we're doing with the CMA and the European Commission and here with the FTC in the US that we will close this acquisition.
Another rather specific question for you, Todd. What's been your favorite means and operation, like your build out there? What's been your favorite build or indeed favorite means of traveling through space?
What is your favorite means of traveling through space? What would your favorite means of traveling through space, Cobra?
The spaceship.
You know what? That'd be mine too. I feel like the spaceship would be the means I would take to go through space. I mean,
my main reason, I guess, for that, it would be it allows me to breathe in space. And not die in space, and travel in space. I know how the question sounded, but the real question she was trying to ask is, what's your favorite thing to move around with?
Well, what is your favorite build for your spaceship to travel in space? Because in Starfield, you can build your ship in different ways.
Okay. See, that makes more sense.
So that was actually the question she was trying to ask, but it did not
fell over her words.
Yes.
That's all good.
Want to skateboard in space, Bob?
Favorite means of traveling through space? Well, when I'm doing my ship, I like to focus on shields and defense because you never know what's going to happen when you jump into a new system in the game. As far as character builds, one of the things we love to do, which is there's so much you can do in the game. It's almost like 5 or 6 games at once. And we usually tell people, just get comfortable, do what you want to do. If you want to zen out and scan planets and explore them, great. If you want to join the pirates, great. If you want to do this epic main quest, it's really whatever you want to do, whatever you're comfortable with. And really, for us, it is, we do these worlds, but it's about the players making it, their own.
Todd, this game took 7 years to make. Does generative AI now allow studios like you to expedite the creation process quickly?
Dude, this guy goes, okay, let's hit him again. All right. Shake a softball, time to smack him again. All right.
So
this game took 7 years
to build your ship. Well, I like to put shields on it. It's pretty. It helps me keep defense. I can keep going. So Todd, it's just a minor question. Don't feel too stressed by it.
So this took you 7 bleeping years to make, and this is what the hell we got. How can you use AI to actually make this game worth a shit?
Did you just make did you use just AI on this?
Dude, this guy goes straight up for the throat. Listen to it again.
Todd, this game took 7 years to make.
7 years to make.
Does generative AI now allow studios like you to expedite the creation process quickly?
Does this allow you to make this game faster without it being so bad?
Well, it seems we want to do that every time. We want to do it faster, and there are areas where we can go faster, but these are complex projects. They're big technological innovation going on. There's so much design. This game has over 3 million words in it. So we do like to make really big games.
Yeah.
Those will take some time. And as you mentioned before, the competition in our industry is quite high. The bar is high, and we want to get there for all of our fans every time.
For our fans.
I don't feel comfortable that got answered.
Yeah, dude, that one interviewer, man, he was just straight up.
He didn't care. It was
No
all
F's, man.
He only went for the throne. Ruthless.
Yeah,
I don't blame him,
dude.
though. I won't lie. I mean, like, those are the questions that I wanted to hear.
I
love those questions. That was a really good interview. I don't care whether Todd Howard answered them great or not. The point was, I love those questions.
No, it was really good. That's what I like about it, is that it was actually really good questions. They weren't just softballing stuff. They were getting to the heart of matter of things that people wanted to ask.
And they weren't loaded either. Like, he could answer them. He answered them terribly and still got away with it.
Well, I think it was legit questions, and that's what made it so good. Is like, yeah, these are legit questions. Even I know they're not going to answer it forcefully, but just the fact that it's put out there is what matters.
Maybe we'll get the answer that we're looking for, but we didn't, and so we know what to expect.